Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I'm excited to be talking to you tonight because we're going to be talking about dealing with stress, anxiety, and feeling overwhelmed. I have heard this from so many people over the last like 3 or 4 or 5 days, especially over the last 2 weeks. So it has been kind of crazy energy out there for most of us. And I will say it's been intense. So we're going to talk about that tonight. I've got um, get on and say hello to me. If you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, let me know that you're there. We're going to be talking about stressors. Hi, Gina. How are you doing? Kind of a lot of clairsensitives are dealing with that right now, of kind of just feeling overwhelmed with what's going on in the world. But there are some things that have been going on that we really need to be aware of as clairsensitives. And so we're going to talk about some of those this evening. We are going to talk about, hello, Miss Courtney. We are going to be talking about like some of the things that we can do, especially talking about people that have um, their clairsensitive gift in volumes. I mean, some of my clients have just been going through some crazy energy. Like I said, it's probably been about 2 weeks, but the last 4 or 5 days has been even more intense. And one of the things that I've been hearing from a lot of people is that as they are hearing things on the news, it's stressing them out even more. And so we're going to talk about several of those things and some things that can kind of help and alleviate. And if you have been feeling this, let me know. We're going to be talking about this and hopefully give you a couple of things that you can kind of put on your tool belt. I often tell that about my students. It's like, I may not fill up your tool belt completely, but I'm going to give you a lot of tools that will give you some insight into how to work with the energy, how to deal with things, and kind of not feel so overwhelmed all at the same time. So we're going to talk about all of that. And then I do have a new class starting. I've got one in online, and then one in the house. And the one in the house is kind of funny because we have to work around Easter and Mother's Day because it's just taking so long. We're doing that one on a Sunday afternoon. So that one's kind of an interesting energy to work through as well. So let's start talking about one of the things that happens when we're clairsensitive is that we really not only feel our own stress, but we're feeling the stress of the people around us. And sometimes I would say 90% of the time, it's usually unconsciously. They're not like throwing their negative energy at us, but we're picking up on it. We're feeling it. And it's one of those, and it can be any intense energy. So if everybody is really happy in the room, they're going to be the happiest. If everybody's sad in the room, they're going to be the saddest. That's usually a clairsensitive. And they pick up constantly this worry, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed. Now, some of the things that can come in and tell you that you're picking up someone else's energy is when you have a really hard time concentrating, especially when you weren't having it before and now you're having it. Like 5 minutes ago, you were fine, and now you're having a lot of anxiety or a lot of feeling not like you can't concentrate. Anything that changes really quickly, I usually look at myself and kind of like, okay, is that coming from me or is that coming from someone else? And I will tell you that 90% of the time it's from someone else. I'm picking up their energy. Mood swings that change like really fast. Like I said, 5 minutes ago you were happy and now you're mad, and nothing happened to change. You were like, no one spilled or anything. No one's freaking out over anything. That's kind of the things like, oh my gosh, we need to be aware of this. If you all of a sudden feel really irritable or really have a short temper and it's not normally accustomed to you, that's something to be aware of. Sometimes people have a hard time relaxing and taking it easy. I am definitely one of those. Yet at the same time, when I'm around certain people, I don't relax as well. And usually because they're feeling stress, I'm picking up on their stress as well. Sometimes it can be one of the other emotions that you can pick up from other people is kind of aches and pains. And usually that will come in of like, they were talking about like their right knee really hurt, it really hurt, it really hurt, really hurt. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, my right knee really hurts too. Like, where did this come from? It's you picked it up psychically from them, and you're kind of like your body's trying to take some of that, alleviate some of that pain or pressure from them. Um, and because of that, it's one of those, like, we're not able to relax, we're not able to let go of the energy, and that's what's overwhelming us, because we've probably heard our right knee before, but because they're not letting it go and completely, and it's not ours completely, it's kind of like it just hovers there, and so it kind of just hangs in that kind of no man's land in between the two of you. um, so that's kind of really a great way to do that. One of the things I often teach my clients really early in class is how to body test. At the end of this, I will link this to a YouTube video that I did a long, we're talking like 4 or 5 years ago, called How to Body Test. That is a great way to find out, is it my stuff or is it someone else's stuff? You can body test and ask that, like, is this all my anxiety that I'm feeling? And then you can also go, is it Joe's? Is it Susie's? Is it Sally's? Is it this person? Is it Jim's? Whatever it is, like, asking those questions can really give you a great insight and kind of know where you need to focus kind of that energy going back to them, because they're sending that negative energy to us. We're just going to push it back towards them. It's not necessarily contaminating their energy or cursing their energy. It's now I'm just pushing that energy back to them. So I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I'm not feeling, oh my gosh, this is crazy energy. Because like I said, you're feeling your energy, but you're also feeling their energy. And it could be several people in the room that you're picking up their energy on. And that's what can overwhelm you. Clairsensitives, I often hear the terminology like, oh, they wear their heart on the sleeve. No, they are a whole big old heart. That's just the way it is. They are touchy-feely. They are kindness. They are sweet. They have so much energy and so much love to give that they are just one big freaking heart. And that's a great thing. But the bad part is they can pick up all of that energy from other people. And so kind of some of the ways to kind of clear out some of this is, and we're going to talk about them, one of them is kind of minimize your time on TV and on your cell phone. And I know so many people are on their cell phones constantly, but even if you're going, well, I'm just looking through Facebook, or I'm looking through Instagram, or I'm looking through something else, you're still picking up the energy of the person that you're watching. So if the person you're watching is freaked out, you're going to pick up that freaked out energy. If the person you're watching is stressed out about something, even if they look cool on the outside, all calm, they're stressed out. That's what you're going to be dealing with. You're kind of like in a weird way, picking up that negative energy. So that can be something as well. I often tell my clients, the news recycles itself every 15 to 20 minutes. So if you are watching more than 15 or 20 minutes of news and every hour, you're listening to the same thing. And that's what's can freak you out, of kind of like, I'm listening to this over and over and over and over again. And that can be overwhelming as well. So watch the news as much as you have to, but the rest of the time, turn it off. I mean, I've heard of so many people tell me, like, my parents watch whatever news channel, and they watch it like 24 hours a day. As soon as they're up, they've got it on and they watch it all day long. That's overwhelming your energy. That is going to freak your energy out, because, like I said, they're recycling those stories over and over and over again, and it can really wear us out. So one of the other ones that we can deal with is kind of minimizing our, like I said, our cell phone time and our TV time, but we can also get into motion. And one of the great ways to kind of get into motion is kind of doing yoga. Can bring in such relaxation and such amazing energy to us. So doing yoga, I've never been taught yoga. I wish I had. I wish I could do a class. Yet at the same time, I can do a couple of yoga holds, and that can really relax my energy as well. Also doing a meditation walk, kind of like walking and just kind of meditating and relaxing the energy and feeling the energy of the trees or the bushes and the lake or whatever it is around you, and kind of allowing that to come in and relax your energy can make you feel so much better. Let's go into What can we do to kind of alleviate some of this? As I would say, setting healthy boundaries. When you're around other people, letting their energy know, maybe not the person, because a lot, like I said, a lot of times they don't realize they're doing it, but kind of setting up those healthy boundaries. I'm pushing back this negative energy that you're pushing to me, and I'm going to push this back. If y'all are on, let me know that you're here. Just say hi. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions about dealing with stress, anxiety, and feeling overwhelmed. Let's see. So, one of the ways to remove extra energy is to do a salt tub or do energy sprays. Now, I do a lot of energy sprays. This one is a 2022 release. And this is, hello, Grace. It's one of those, this is a great way to release that energy. And that's just for 2021. This one is my Tough Tonic. This is a level 2. This can be used several times a day or as much as you need, and kind of spraying it over. It can help relax and let things go so you're not feeling as overwhelmed. Like I said, salt. I've been dealing with sinuses all day. Okay. So doing salt tubs, energy sprays, and cutting cords. I do have a video on cutting cords, and that can be a really great way to cut the energy that someone else is sending to you, so it's not overwhelming your system. So many times the people stay connected to us, and all of a sudden we always know when it happens when they leave, because usually what happens when they leave is all of a sudden you are just feeling exhausted. You're like, oh my gosh, they just left and I'm feeling exhausted. That's how you know they were connected to you. But a lot of times, like, that cord of energy stays there, and so you have to kind of go in there and cut it out to let it go so you can keep moving forward. That is a great way to do it. I've also found, not so recently, but somewhat in the last couple of years or so, drinking different types of tea can also help with a lot of anxiety. So, and they're kind of more normal teas, I would say, for the most part. I would say the number one that is really nice is a chamomile tea, and it reduces anxiety, but it's also an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So it can kind of help kind of in several different ways, not just like helping with the anxiety. It can help with other things. One of the ones that can be almost a preventative in this area is turmeric. Turmeric can be like prevent anxiety or kind of feeling overwhelmed with a lot of things. So if you're going to get in a situation where you're going to feel overwhelmed, like later on today, I have to go to the doctor and I always feel overwhelmed. So this could be something that you could take or drink an hour before you go, so that the turmeric is in your system, and that can help prevent you feeling anxiety or feel you getting overwhelmed. The other one, let's see, is there any more teas? Green tea is another one. And it can have a positive effect, not only on your brain health, but also anxiety reduction. Ashwagandha, if you've never heard of ashwagandha, it is an amazing herb. I've never heard of it in tea until I started doing the research. I take it as a capsule, and I do that every evening. That's kind of my normal routine. So if you are dealing with stress and anxiety, ashwagandha can really help, either capsule or in the tea. One of the other teas that really work really well is ginseng. Ginseng is one that can kind of really help cure a lot of energy, a lot of feeling overwhelmed, and kind of make you feel like you're back in control. So that's one of the things I found when I do ginseng. That can be a really nice, easy way to do it. Now, one of the other things that you can try that can really help with stress and anxiety is dark chocolate. Yes, I'm telling you to take chocolate. Dark chocolate, the darker it is, the better it is, and the more antioxidants it's having it, and it can help kind of relax a lot of things, and it can also help with brain function because it's got that great fats in there, but it can also kind of enhance signaling between the cells. And so that can really just amplify and kind of calm things down. So make sure that you are taking advantage of some of these areas. I think it's one of those, it's something that a lot of people should be doing more often, doing relaxing. One of the things that I would say is meditation can be something that can bring a lot of relaxation. And it doesn't have to be, meditating for an hour or meditating for 2 hours. It can be a meditation of like 3 to 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be forever to do this. That's kind of the cool part. Let's see. So one of my easy ones I do is just like a breath work, just kind of like concentrating on your breath, kind of bringing it in. And then once I've done that and kind of do that with my clients several times, I will ask them to kind of push the energy of that breath into different parts of their body. Maybe their back is feeling stiff. So taking the next breath and like push that energy towards your back. Takes the next breath and kind of push it towards your abdomen where you're feeling the pain, or kind of relaxing that energy can be something that's very, very healthy. I would say grounding meditations can be something that can really help people kind of feel grounded. If you have a beautiful tree in your yard, you can do that. You can also do it by laying down in your yard or grass or dirt and kind of just relaxing and taking that easy. And doing a grounding one can be really healthy and really kind of bring that energy back into you very quickly. Let's see. Anything that you're holding on to, that's usually how the energy finds you, is when you are holding on to something and their energy is holding on to something. It's kind of like, oh, what I'm holding on to is similar to yours. They'll kind of throw it at us, and that can be overwhelming as well. So, since I don't have a lot of questions from people, I'm going to pull a couple of angel cards and hopefully get us a little bit deeper insight into this. If you have any questions and you're still on with me, make sure I know that you're here, but then also make sure that you are asking any questions you want. Our first card is you are stronger than you know. I love this card. It's one of those, and it kind of comes up a lot, probably because I love it so much, but it's one of those, there is a reason why you're connecting to someone else's energy. There is some likeness to the energy that everybody's feeling. And that can be something that can kind of help you kind of figure out why they're sending you the energy or feeling overwhelmed, but it's not for you to hang on to it. It's not for you to hold on to it. That's why cutting the cords can be so powerful, and releasing that energy and pushing it back can be a really powerful energy as well, to kind of push that energy back to that person. This one is volunteer. Anytime you are in motion, this can be something that can really help people staying in motion. And volunteering can do that, like volunteering at a school, or volunteering at a daycare or something else, school-wise, work-wise, city-wise. If there's something going on, make sure that you're doing that, and that can really help. So Marlene has a question. Hi there. How much time should we spend grounding each day? That is a very loaded question, Marlene, and it's a good question. It really is. So not everybody should ground every day. It's one of those, it can overwhelm some people on their meditations. It can really be something that can overwhelm people very quickly. So I often tell people, it's one of those, try every other day at first. And if you really enjoyed it and you really liked it, then you could do that. But a lot of people try to ground too much, or sometimes they'll tell you like, you need to ground every day. You really don't. I am kind of an airy-fairy person because of what I do. I kind of spend a lot of time out in playing in energy more than I am on earth. And so if I ground too much, I'll make myself sick. So it's one of those, if you start feeling really tired or disconnected, it means you're grounding too much. But there are a lot of other meditations that you could try. I would say try doing some yoga holds. That is really good. Breath work meditations are really good. Kind of just bringing that breath in, and like I said, pushing it to different parts of your body that feel overwhelmed or feel stressed, kind of pushing, like bringing that breath and push it to your spine, relaxing that energy. Take your, and you can do several breaths. You can just do one area, or you can be like, okay, I'm going to send this to my left toe because it really hurts. So doing that over and over again will help do that. Any kind of releasing or letting go meditation can be also very powerful and very easy, because a lot of times you can do that as well, kind of like releasing their energy. And doing a cord, cutting the cords meditation would be really good for most people. That's where we pick up most of our crazy, crazy energy from other people. That was a great question, Marlene. Great question. This one is retirement. This one, I'm getting more like take a step back when you're in a situation and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling a lot of stress from people. This can be a time where you kind of take a little bit of a retirement and kind of like pulling back that energy. Marlene's asking, is 15 minutes enough to do a ground? I would say so. I have a tree meditation that's a grounding meditation, and I would say it's like 10 or 11, maybe 12 minutes long, something like that. That would be like a really good start to it. But really start with that energy and really work up to it. It's just like any other meditation. It can be really powerful, and some people can ground every day. Some people it's every 2 or 3 days. So just kind of find your rhythm that's really working for you in that area, so you know, like, this is my rhythm. I need to ground every so many days. I really, like I said, I really love to do meditations, but I rarely do grounding meditations, probably every few days to a few weeks. That's kind of my rhythm. Windfall. This is not the first time I've gotten this card in the last couple of days, which is really interesting. And it's talking about windfall. You can like win the energy lottery when you learn how to push back someone else's energy that is overwhelming you. It is amazing when you feel like you are in control of your energy and the energies around you. I guarantee you're going to feel like you have just freaking won the lottery, because when you are in that energy and you are feeling well, and you feel like, I'm not being attacked by anybody else's energy, I feel well with what's going on, that is literally the best windfall ever. The next one is, this one is sobriety, but this is kind of like when people do lots of drugs or alcohol, that can actually open your energy up to be attacked by other people's energy. I know people are like, no, I feel better when I'm a little buzzed or whatever else. I understand, but it really puts down your defenses as well. So just know that that's something that you are putting down, of like your defense mechanisms are kind of like on vacation during that time frame. So you don't feel like you feel like you're protected, but you're really not as protected as you thought you were. Self-employment, when you are working with other people, not necessarily self-employment like go do your own job, but when you are working by yourself or not around too many other people, that can also give you a sense of owning what's around you and kind of helping your energy with what's going on. When you work really close, like this person only sits 4 feet away from me, that can overwhelm your energy as well. And that can be something that kind of can set you off more than anything else. I would say one of the great things to have around you when you work is salt lamps. Salt lamps are amazing. Hi, Ralph. Salt lamps can clear up energy, kind of amplify the energy. And I guarantee you, I know Marlene can't do that, but people that come into my office love the energy here because I've got so many huge salt lamps around. It can really just make you feel grounded, kind of in a great way, a very soft, easy energy. It can help with your breath work. It can help with kind of releasing energy of what's going on around you. So many times people are like, oh, I feel great. It's when those salt lamps can do that and kind of really ground that energy for you as well. This next one is support. We have support with other people. I often tell people there are a lot of people out there to support you. I have done, last year alone, I did 400 videos to help with meditation, to help with other things. If you're not taking advantage of it, it's because you're not taking advantage of it. It's out there. It's available to you. There are so many people with YouTube channels that have amazing energy that are teaching such amazing things. and take advantage of that. They're doing it, they're gifting that to you for free, and it's up to you to take it or not. It's up to you. This one is spirituality. And so many people love spirituality, but it's one of those, it's all about being mindful of your energy, what's around you, what's coming in at you. That is something that can be very, very healthy for so many people, and allowing that energy to be around you. My last card is get some rest. I often tell people one of the things that we didn't really talk about tonight, but we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is about being a light worker. When you're a light worker, you have the right to go, you know what, guys, I'm just not working tonight. When you are out in that spiritual realm of energy and you're kind of clearing up that energy, you've got to take some time off for yourself. You really have to take some time to yourself and relax in all of this. It will help your energy more than anything else. I often tell my angels and guides, I'm like, today I'm not working. I'm going to sleep tonight. And taking a few nights off from time to time can really, really help and make you feel like you're being in control of what's going on, aware of what's going on. It can really, really help. We were talking about some of the hand sanitizers and stuff like that. This was a hand sanitizer that I use. I actually gave one to I took my car to the dealership, or not dealership, to get worked on and get some oil change. And I gave it to him in like 2 or 3 hours. I went back and picked up my truck, and oh my gosh, he was like, this is the best hand sanitizer ever. And he goes, I feel so much more calm. That's what this stuff can do. When you carry those things around you and all the liquids and potions around you, this can help you feel relaxed. This can help you feel better. When I do my hand sanitizers and I do the spray on there and smell it, it can make your whole body feel more relaxed. It can make you feel like you're in control of what's going on. And it can also help clear up some of the energy that's around you. That is kind of the crazy part that we really have to focus in on, is releasing some of that energy. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are doing salt tubs and clearing off extra energy when possible. But also, like I said, limit the time that you're on TV. Limit the time that you're watching the news on Facebook or Instagram. Anybody that you follow and is around you a lot, or kind of, even if you're watching their videos, can overwhelm you with their energy. It is awesome to be able to push that energy back and not overwhelmed by it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. I will be on hopefully next week, and we'll be talking about some new energies that are coming on the planet. I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.